Most of these expatriates needs to be cautioned. Nigerians are not slaves. And as a matter of fact, we have given them the opportunity to serve us. These things are not for free. And we pay money. Thank God for Lagos State government for the subsidy. But yet money are being paid. And so when anybody is treating people here, they must be treated with courtesy. If you care to know, that is the Chinese guy. And I've decided to meet him to warn him. That's the guy going.
Ici c'est Sarah, je suis béninoise et c'est ma première fois de rentrer le train ici et ça me fait beaucoup plaisir. Au lieu de 500, je paye 300 quelque chose, bien crématisé et j'adore ça.
My name is Nosahari F4. I live on the island. I live in Ikoyi precisely. My experience on the train, is a good way of transportation. I will commend the governor. He has actually done so well. But the area I want them to look at is when the train arrives at its destination, the way people rushed it is not just nice at all. I think they should improve on that. But aside that, it's a good way of transportation. I love it and I enjoyed it. They should make it like often, like it's not maybe the way it's timely that we have to rush out or we have to I don't want to miss the train. Let the train have, many hours of moving. So we need more of it.
More of it, that will help.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm from Switzerland. And the train is very impressive. I think you did a great job doing it. I'm very impressed also by the number of people that the train is carrying. I think there's a huge demand. I think the infrastructure is very well built. So I think it's a good train. It's a good project.
How many times have you ride the train actually? This is your first time?
It's my first time.
Okay. Is there anything you saw that you think that can be improved about this train?
Well, I guess the scheduling of the trains can be improved.
People are going to rush into the train just to make it fast.
So we need to have expanded timetable, and then perhaps better intermodal change with the other transportation systems like BRT, bicycle integrated.
Okay, my name is Chiweta Obiofuna. I'm a resident of Lagos State. Well, my experience on the train, I will not say is very good or very bad, but let's say in between for now. Now, why I'm saying in between, I believe it's still on a test run, because looking at the way the thing is going, I feel it will be better in the future, but we have to coordinate ourselves as Nigerians, as Lagosians, because the things that have been happening for the past 1 week and 2 days I've been following the train, I think it's not okay for my liking.
Things like what? Because we want the governor to know.
Like the brawl, the scenario they create, the fights. Okay, like what happened entering the train, going back to my two. The fights, the standing, it's just messed up. It's messed up. Okay, imagine coming down to the train station around 4:45. I stood at the train station for about, let's say, 20 minutes before we could tap in. Then when standing, there was still a brawl. Then on getting to the train, entering the train, there was another brawl. You have to rush into the train. It's not proper. We have to coordinate ourselves, first of all. Then you get into the train. They are just simple signs. No eating, no drinking. You still see some people that will eat and drink and drop the bottle on the floor, and which they did. But all the same, I think it's better. But the other hand, the good part of it is I can follow the train home. I'll avoid the traffic. It's just a straight way home. So any other thing is good.
Okay. Now, earlier on, when we entered this train, there was a kind of a brawl because somebody dropped a plastic on the ground. And there's a sign that clearly says no eating, drinking, or smoking. But yet the person drops. So if we still have signs like this and people still have to disobey, what else do you think we can do to improve and help Nigerians in education?
I just think they should make 1 or 2 people scapegoats, and I think everybody will take dressing. Period.
So that would be your
Yes.
advice.
Yes.
Thank you very much. But so, last word for a foreigner that is coming into Nigeria, coming into Lagos. Lagos is a cosmopolitan city. A lot of foreigners coming here. Would you encourage them to ride the train?
Yeah. They should just have the experience.
Okay.
It's a nice ride. They should have the experience.
Good evening. My name is Adeyemi Mujidat Adetola, customer care service here at the Lagos State Train Station Marina head office. Thank you.
Okay. So could you tell us exactly what your department does in terms of helping this whole train services?
Okay. As a customer service personnel, if any of our passengers has complained on maybe they have difficulties in tapping in, they come to us, then we'll tell them the necessary things to do. Because lately we've been having complaints about their cards. So some people, they won't wait for the turnstile to close before they tap. So, and if you don't wait for it to close back before you tap, it will deduct your money and the turnstile will not open. So they will start saying, I bought 1,000 naira yesterday, and they deduct my money. So then we'll now explain to them, all you need to do is calm down. When you get to the station, you don't need to rush. When you get there, at the turnstile, there's a blue sticker there. Stand there, because if you go beyond the blue sticker, you are covering the sensor. So you have to stand on the blue sticker, then you write tap. Immediately it opens. You have 3 seconds to move in before it closes back. Then you move to the platform to wait for the train. So that's how we run it.
Okay, so speaking of complaint, when we rode this train from Marina to Maitu, one of the things that we found, and we also spoke to people that have been riding this train, because we are bringing this to your notice because we want you to improve on that.
Okay.
Now, because I know that's the whole essence of having the organization.
Yes.
One, there was the issue of the crowd control. So we realized that there's a whole lot of crowd, and also the crowd was not properly managed. I'll give you an example. Even when we are trying to come out, some people were already trying to rush in when we are trying to come out. It shouldn't have been that way. And also some people who even came first, could not even get a seat at the end of the day because of the rush, the pushing, and all of that. And then when we got into the train, and these are two issues now. Even when we got into the train, someone actually threw the trash of Coke on the train, even though there was signs written clearly, don't throw. And then some people on the train was trying to now oppose him and all of that, but at the end of the day, he almost caused an uproar. So what do you think can be done to at least mitigate these issues that we are seeing right now?
Yeah, thank you very much. If you are frequent here, every now and then we keep telling them, don't bring anything inside the train, like drinking or eating. And if some people eventually bring it, we'll make sure they trash it before they enter the train. But we discovered that most of our passengers, they just choose to do whatever they want, and you can't control them. So what we do about that is, when they get to the platform, they will wait for the train to park. Then when the passengers that are coming from wherever they are coming, when they alight, then you go in. But it's a no for them. They are all rushing that they want to sit.
So how are you going to be handling that? Because that seems to be so many people have control.
So what they said we should do now is, when they come in, they should tap in and move to the platform. They will wait for the train. So when the train comes, it will only open the front door for the people inside to alight. Then it will now open the remaining doors. Then they will walk in. So that's what we keep telling them now.
So, because some people have also said, can you probably get your police or your security to stand and make sure that these things are done? Because from my own experience now, and from the question we asked other people on the train, that has not been done properly. So maybe we're just bringing this to your notice so that you can also help improve.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
I believe everybody is matured, and that is why our managements are treating them like a king and a queen that they are. You don't need any uniform person to handle you. Just listen to the rules, the informations, and that's all you need. Okay.
So finally, before we wrap this interview, if you have one word or one advice for anybody that wants to ride this train, what would be your last word for them?
Thank you. What I'll tell everybody out there that is coming for this train is, please, when you get here, listen to the information and you are good to go, because your safety is first with us. Thank you.
My name is Samson Olushina Ishola. I'm resident in Lagos and I work in Lekki. When you talk of the real palliatives, that government should provide for its citizen as alternative. This is, in my experience, the real palliative. Beyond sharing rice, beyond sharing all those things that will not go around the people and sometimes are restricted to party faithfuls. This is one project that I believe has actually brought succor. My experiences in the last few weeks shows the fact that while I work in Lekki and run an average of 30,000 naira fuel per week, now with this, from Festac to Marina and to my office in Lekki, in a week I did an average of maybe 10,000 naira, which actually, number one, it also saves me a lot in terms of stress in driving. It also gives me the comfort and the flexibility. Now I can know the time I can get to work. I can actually predict. So for me, that is the good part of this train system. Well, in terms of the running of the operations, I feel there are some issues that needs to actually be addressed in terms of the way people are managed and crowd management techniques. And that's one of the bitter experiences I had this evening. Because of the way platform is managed upstairs and the crowd pulling one another, some of us do not have the strength and you do not want to be suffocated. So you needed to wait until maybe a few minutes until the train arrives. Unfortunately, I was here like 20 or 30 minutes before the train time, and I was waiting to tap in maybe like 5 minutes so that I wouldn't go and stress myself. Unfortunately, as at 5 minutes, that was when the tapping was stopped. Basically because they said the crowd has exceeded the train. But that is not the main issue. The main issue is the fact that the Chinese guy, who seems to be the one that is overseeing how people are tapped in and the other, the way he shouted at the people, the personnel there, is not only embarrassing to me. Yes. So I needed to speak with the Lamata officials that I needed to confront him. First, he needs to understand that this is a customer service experience. And we have a culture of respect for all other citizens of other countries. So he cannot come here just shout on anybody, shout at staff as if they are his slaves. And besides, what he has done is an embarrassment to many of us. So I feel that aside the fact that we know there is a transition going on, most of these expatriates needs to be cautioned. Nigerians are not slaves. And as a matter of fact, we have given them the opportunity to serve us. These things are not for free, and we pay money. Thank God for Lagos State government for the subsidy, but yet money are being paid. And so when anybody is treating people here, they must be treated with courtesy. For me today, the crowd management technique is still something to worry about. You see people standing all around for like 1.5 hours. There are no seats. As much as the train is a very good and efficient one, you've seen and in every train station all around the world, there are little bit of issues of comfort that makes people a bit relaxed while waiting for train. And one way or the other, this is what makes people unnecessarily agitated. There is nowhere to stand, there is nothing to do. So many people want to quickly go. Then beside that one, you now have somebody that is shouting on you, embarrassing you with everything. No, as a Nigerian who knows my right, I wouldn't take that. Well, it's good that the Nigerian officials who are Lamata officers needed to say they will take it to the appropriate quarter, because I needed to take it personally. I wanted to confront him, even do the video and send online to let people know that these are not the kind of people that should come and to rough shoulder us in our home country. And whatever privilege you have given to them is not an opportunity for them to take us for granted. So overall, that has been my experience. And we hope that maybe this is also talking to the fact that there may be need for more coaches because the number is too much. And the crowd and the way people rush this thing, if they are not very careful, many of their equipment will soon begin to damage. So it is in the interest of the Lamata to also do a strategy by which they don't allow most of this equipment to be damaged in terms of increasing the number, increasing the flexibility, maybe also increasing the number of time the train will have to go and come so that it becomes easier for people. But overall, we need to give it to the Lagos State government and Lamata for this, and we hope it can get better. If you care to know, that is the Chinese guy, and I've decided to meet him to warn him. That's the guy going. So that's my experience, sir.
Thank you very much.
This is my second time riding the train. Same experience. We are not coordinated. People rush when they open the doors to the train. So that's always pose a problem, especially if you're not used to how Lagosians behave and this is your first time here, or you're a tourist and you're trying to use the train for the first time. It's going to be very confusing. Yes. So you might end up not even riding the train that day because you're not used to it. So I think they should make it fair for everybody. Try to control the crowd better. And probably along the line get more of the trains so that they can be running all through the day, not just morning and evening. I know that will take time. Yes. So that's basically.
Okay. So besides that, is there anything that, or at least any positive thing that you have experienced?
Okay, positive thing. Assuming I use the bus, I would probably not be at Orile by now. The travel time has been reduced, so that's a positive. Okay. Second positive I would say is it's nice to have alternatives when traveling. Assuming the waterways was as efficient, it would be nice to have a dilemma to choose between the bus, the waterway, and the train. So,
My name is Ben. I'm a resident of Lagos too. Okay. I don't think I'll speak like the last two speakers. Actually, for me, it's been okay. At least by the Nigerian standard, we can see right now that we have a specific time. You leave by 5:30 and you get to Maitu by 6 o'clock. Definitely, we all know Lagos traffic and stuff that we can't actually achieve that using the road. So we can say yes. But although there are other parts that I think they can always improve on because life is always having room for improvement. So I think they can improve on actually the crowd control, which the last two speakers have talked about. Which today I broke my phone actually. I had to just even fix it. I broke my phone screen because I was trying to get into the train today. This is my third time taking the train, but it has been wonderful. At least we still have a little comfort better than inhaling carbon into our system. Yeah, everywhere is confined, there's AC blowing and everything is okay. So I think for me, it's alright.
My name is Godwin Monigo, a resident of Lagos. I stay in Ojo actually. So pertaining my experience on this rail, following this train, that's been wonderful so far. At least, although there are ups and downs, but let me start with the ups first. The train is timely, it's comfortable because there is AC inside, and I think it has been able to cushion the effect of traffic in the sense that it has packed a lot of persons trying to go to CMS in the morning and all that. So, but in the disadvantage or the other side, the downside of it is that, how will I say, a lot of persons, it has still not been able to pack the number of persons that are planning to go to CMS or Maitu in the evening. Then I think the crowd is too much. Basically by 6:30, as you can see, 5:30 now. Look at the crowd, but 6:30 to be more than this and the rush. And one thing I don't like is the lack of organization. Organization for those that came early, like me, I came early as 4, but I'm standing. Why some people that came around 5, they are seated. So it's not supposed to be like that. Everything is supposed to be in order as you came. So I think if they work on that, the train is efficient. if it can run very fast, like this one now is like 20 to 25 minutes. If it can do it for like 10 minutes and go back, pack the next, I think the pressure on the train will reduce. And so they should add more, the train should go more times. But I believe they are testing it, it's in testing phase. Maybe probably they will induct that because they said it's an electric train, but basically now it's not using the electricity yet. So if the governor do that, it will be beneficial to the Lagosians.
It's Emmanuel Philip.
Okay. Are you a resident of Lagos?
Yes,
right?
I'm a resident of Lagos. Yeah. So my experience so far has been bad. Kind of bad, yes. Okay. Very, very bad.
Okay.
Because it's not what we were supposed to be experiencing in this kind of atmosphere and the likes of it. So, in essence, what I'm saying is we're supposed to have a proper crowd control, number one. And then they should have preference for people who came first. Because, like, my experience today, I was here, like, the train was supposed to leave by 5:30 and then I was here like 5 o'clock or 4:30. Yeah, I was here around 4:30 and I stood on the line. I couldn't go anywhere. I was standing, and after standing, I was still making it to the train and still stand for like 30 minutes. And whereas people who came quite later would have seat to sit down because everybody's trying to push and get seat and everything. So I feel like we should do better.
So the crowd control has not been effective. So people still push and find their way.
Yes.
How long have you ride this train?
Okay, since it started, I've been riding it every day.
How many times now?
I think from 2 weeks back, I've been riding like every day.
Every day.
Yes.
And it's been the same.
It's been the same. But there are times is always fair. Like the best time to enter the train is 5:30, like 5:30. But there are some days the 5:30 is always worse. But 5:30 is the best time. So sometimes you get the train on time and then you can sit down. But sometimes you just have to stand. Like today, like I'm experiencing it. So.
All right. So basically, what you are requesting is a proper crowd control. Let's probably kind of a numbering system. Who comes first should sit down.
So they should have like a numbering system for everybody. First come, first serve. If you're here on time, sit down. Those that came last, stand. If it works like that, same way they give preferences for people who are pregnant, people who have children, and the elderly. You should also give preference for people who came first. If you cannot
giving preference for elderly in this train.
Yeah. They gave preference for elderly. Like today, I saw some elderly persons, some pregnant women, and people with babies sat first. Like they had to open the door for them first to enter before they had to open the door for everybody. So if they can give preference for those people, they should also give preference for people who came earlier, so they can have seat to sit down. Then every other person should stand. If it works like that, then we'll be okay. I think that should be better done.